Yesterday, the Minecraft world record got broken. It's now 7 minutes and 1 second. I'm currently on that world, and I figured it'd be cool to see if I knew everything about the world. How many attempts would it take me to break the world record? The time to beat, remember, is 7 minutes and 1 second. My first attempt, honestly, wasn't great. I was already entering the Nether 10 seconds behind a world record, but it got so much worse when I got into the Nether. The Bastion spawned in a different orientation. Now, this can happen sometimes, just like depending how the world gets loaded, and it was not good news for me. There was lava all over in the Bastion, so I had to change my route up. There were zombie pigs, and I ended up arriving to the fortress way behind world record pace. Oh, I forgot I don't have fire res. Yeah, I also didn't have fire resistance, which made things a lot trickier, but I didn't have to make 2 portals like the actual world record because I already know exactly where I need to go for the stronghold, so I get to save a lot of time there. So the first attempt ended with a 0 cycle in the end at 7 minutes and like 20 seconds, which is good, but it's not world record pace, and I also died. No, Okay, well, first attempt, we killed the dragon. But I did not survive. Our second attempt, I finally got the Nether portal correct, but was still entering slower than world record. Okay, slightly better enter. But my Bastion was still oriented in a weird way. Attempt 2 concluded with a 620-ish end enter, which is still pretty good. I think maybe barely being able to beat the world record, but I forgot to check my health, so as I throw pearls to do a 0 cycle, I'm like, wait a second, I'm on half a heart here. I build up anyways just for the practice, and I would have made it in time, but I just don't have enough health to kill the dragon. It was on pace too. Attempt 3 still had the weird Bastion orientation, which was getting slightly concerning because even if I am getting these weird orientations, I shouldn't be getting it every time. This run died to a piglin. Oh my gosh. Attempt 4, I whipped a pearl, ended up in the lava, so I had to use extra pearls to get out, and then got to the end portal and was like, wait a second, I have no more Eyes of Ender. I don't have pearls. And then attempt 5, I've never had this happen before. I just want you to witness this. This is so weird, dude. What the heck? Still have no clue what happened, but the next attempt, it happened again. But you know what? Surely third time's the time. This time, I entered faster than the current world record holder. 1 minute and 12 seconds. Oh yeah, baby. Dude, like, what is this? That was a fast enter. I thought maybe it was my instance that was bugged, so I switched to a new one, and that seemed to have solved the problem. And I knew it was fixed as soon as I entered the Nether, which was pretty fast, by the way, because the Bastion was finally oriented in the right direction. However, there was a big problem with ghasts. Ah, the gas. What attempt are we on now? 6 or something? I was getting pretty consistent at this portal, entering at like 1 minute, 12 seconds. And for the first time, was entering the stronghold at a decent pace, 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Because I don't have to figure out where the stronghold is, this is like what I should be getting. However, like a lot of speedrunning, the dragon just didn't perch. Now, I could do a 0 cycle, which is a way to shortcut this and kill the dragon faster and consistently, but I didn't have enough pearls to do it. In fact, I didn't even have a pearl to throw to the center island, so I had to bridge across. Next attempt, I had a 114 enter. I was getting pretty consistent, but then died in the fortress, and we'll just kind of ignore this clip. Nobody saw anything. Attempt 9, maybe, I don't really know. We're getting pretty close to the final one. I accidentally crafted 40 buttons, so that was the end of that one. I crafted 40 buttons. The following attempt was my best by far, entering the end at 5 minutes, 16 seconds with everything to do a 0 cycle. I got a little confused as to which tower the dragon was circling around, but managed to pick the right one. The 0 cycle was pretty abysmal though. I kept timing the beds incorrectly, and even though I had food, I wasn't really paying attention to my health. I was like, you know what? I have 11 beds. There's no way I don't get this. Dude, there's no way I just did that. Oh my. I killed the dragon sub 6 minutes and then died. So yeah. And then a little bit behind the scenes, I need to take my brother somewhere while I was recording this. So this was my last attempt. You can hear me talking to him in the background. Yeah. Okay, watch this, Jaden. Alright, I'm gonna beat the world record. Alright, we're gonna do a bit of post commentary because this is the final version that I'll show the entire run for. I had so much fun running this seed. It's absurd how good it was. I think I had one run where I got kind of bad blaze rates, but other than that, like the blazes didn't even choke me up. Maybe it's just like a good spawner, good positioning. But it was really, I don't know, it was just like fun to do everything. I especially liked this part here where I'm breaking the gravel. I like to place it down twice and then another time for the TNT to blow up. So that way you have like, basically we've already tried to get flint like 3 times before the TNT even goes off. So that was kind of nice. I think crafting is pretty solid here too. And there we go. We've picked up our flint and now we're headed off to the ocean to try and enter the Nether as fast as possible because the seed is kind of ridiculous. We get in the water at right around 40 seconds, which is already like 6 seconds above world record pace. It actually might be slightly more than that. But no complaints about this enter so far. I think my personal best enter with like a buried treasure is maybe like 1 minute and 8 seconds. So this is pretty freaking close to that. And the portal I finally start to get a hold of. I actually really like this portal. It's very mechanically challenging and super satisfying to complete. It also just like looks super sick. But this enter is pretty good. And this might actually be my fastest enter, 111? I don't really know. I also like to pause here on the end screen for a second, just to make sure I didn't get zombie piglins in my Bastion, which is something I learned the other day from a podcast. This runner named Meaty was talking about Bastions and stuff, and how like basically the idea is if you wait a second, you'll get less zombie piglins in your Bastion, which is important because piglins get scared of it and it'll like mess up your route like crazy. Which is important for this Bastion in particular because the route I'm doing, I think it's safe to say the riskiest route you can do in a speedrun. I mean, maybe there's some weird stuff with lava, but there's just pigs everywhere that you're aggroing. You gotta throw gold constantly, and as you saw before, like a gas just totally obliterated. This was a pretty clean route, honestly. Here we're still above world record pace, which is nice. I am so glad I started getting the correct orientation of this Bastion. Like beforehand, when I had like those weird crashes and stuff, it was honestly so much slower because there's lava everywhere. I had like more zombie piglins. So it's just really nice. And then I also learned that I don't have to dig into the corners because there's just no gold blocks there. There's only like 2 on half of the Bastion, which is kind of crazy. The only thing I need to do here is check chests and then go back to my trades, and hopefully I have everything. Now this is like one of the things about the current world record that could be sped up the most. There was a lot of like time loss when looting the chest. Like they got their pearls and then checked the chest and then like never checked their trades again. So basically like they could have saved like 10 seconds by just leaving immediately. And I probably could have saved another second or 2, but I wanted to make sure I had all the correct trades and whatnot. I lowered my render distance slightly beforehand, just to make sure that gas wouldn't get to me. And then we throw a pearl to the fortress. Now, if you watch the world record, they didn't hit this pearl, and it was just because they threw it as they were falling down slightly, so they had like less momentum. I was also just like a little further ahead, so the pearl was never really like an issue to get. But I managed to get 1 stray blaze, which was really nice. I think that was the first time I like had a stray blaze right there. And now we just got to start tackling the spawner. I want to get this like blaze TNT off as fast as possible, just so I have space for blazes to spawn. I remember one of the runs I had a zombie pig too close to the TNT, so I had to light it with a button instead of my fire charge, and that just makes it so that stuff doesn't get aggroed on you. Also, slight update on me taking my brother to his soccer game. I don't know if you could tell, but in between voice recordings, like in the past 10 seconds, I have gone and picked up my brother and taken him back home because his car was like broken or something. I don't really know what was going on. I wasn't planning to talk about that, but I kind of forgot what I was talking about in the speedrun. I'm like, what else do I have to talk about? I'm mining out a blaze spawner, waiting for blazes, which is kind of crazy that this run could be like a lot faster if you just get like faster blaze rates, you know? I think we're at 4 rods here now. This is 5, so I just need 1 more. I'm gonna throw a pearl over there, hang it for a bit. Surely? Okay, yeah, I do hang the pearl. And now we just gotta wait. It's barely 4 minutes, which is crazy. I think the fastest I've ever even entered a fortress is like, I don't know, just below 4 minutes. I think like 3 minutes and like 50 or 45 seconds, something like that. So it's kind of crazy to be leaving to the stronghold at 420 basically. So I messed up my portal building a little bit there with my coarse dirt, but I don't have to worry too much about it because I can't zero cycle here. I don't have enough pearls. I think I have the explosives, but I don't have to worry about conserving blocks or obsidian, and we're gonna be entering sub 5. I think this is my fastest enter by a long shot. I think my brother was in the room watching me, and we were both like, wow, this is like kind of fast, kind of crazy, like how good this seed is. So we can't pearl to the center, which is a bit bad because the dragon could like perch while you're placing, like while you're setting up your obsidian at the center, and that is bad because it would perch from a different angle and it would be a lot harder to kill. So thankfully it doesn't perch ASAP. I get off my blocks and now we're just kind of waiting for stuff. search craft all my items, which is nice. I know some people do, I guess, like they type in letters in their search crafting. I don't do that. I don't really know if anybody cares. It's not a huge deal. I'm just like, what else do I talk about? We're just kind of waiting for the dragon to perch. Our end enter was 4:45, so I think roughly almost exactly a minute faster than the actual world record. So this run could have been like what? Like a mid 5-minute time, which is kind of absurd to think about. Like 5 minutes is like getting close to the theoretical limit of like what RSG can be, and it's kind of insane that like you can just get that on this seed. I could have gotten a faster time, but like I said, I didn't have a ton of time, and so the dragon's perching here, so I figured I might as well settle with it. It's kind of cool, and we pull off the 1 cycle. Not the cleanest 1 cycle ever, but a 1 cycle nonetheless. Dang, dude, that seed is so ridiculous. Oh my gosh, 6 minutes.